So, the reason I'm saying all this about the costs and time spent is for anybody who thinks that it's done to make money. It's far from that. Of course, everybody needs to be paid, or what, you know, it's nice to give, but I'm spending time, money, electricity and everything else doing it. So anyhow, as long as I cover my costs, then I'm happy. The first person to get the certificate is Scott Brothy. So he's the first person, this is the first certificate, and there's 7 now that I'm going to be awarding. This certificate is the finished article. It's exactly, in every detail, as far as I'm concerned, the same as what Saito Sensei presented. He also presented scrolls, and he used to say that he would spend all night writing up the scrolls, saying the exact points. So most people who received the scrolls around the world would have had different things put on them depending on what he thought about the student and what they should do at the time. He was giving us instructions on what he saw us do. So the scroll is a very personal thing. They're not just the same for everybody. I cannot do that, and I wouldn't even attempt to try doing the scrolls. The certification will be something that I hope you're proud of, and you'll be able to know that you've been awarded it. I'd like to go back to obtaining them. If you pass all 4 levels, but you've got a list of points that you need to look at on each one, then before you get the 5th level, you have to either by film or in front of me show, it's going to be obviously broken down over a day. You're going to have to show me all 4 levels in one off go. So let's just supposing that in 3-4 years time somebody's got to all 4 levels. They've been working on the points that I've given them with their certificate to say that I'm happy with what they're doing, but if they want to work on their own weaknesses, like the finger on the end of the jo, or the finger sticking out on the ken, or holding the jo with a loose hand when they're holding the jo, then before they get the 5th certificate, they show me all 4 in one go. I've got the forms that I've written to each person. I'm thinking it might sound like an impossible task, and I'm not going to be expecting 100% perfection, but I am going to expect them to correct the weaknesses as they go. What is the point in giving somebody the 5th level if they haven't worked on the weakness points? Oh, I've got my certificate, I can now get on to the next one. That's not how it's going to work. It's going to work that you work hard between each level and you try to correct each weakness. I've got a couple in Europe at the moment who are working on, I couldn't pass them because there was too many important points. Now they're important to me because I followed Saito Sensei for 27 years, and over those years I went from a very dynamic master to one who wanted perfection and correction. He saw the world had taken his films and his books but hadn't ever been trained by him, and he was really annoyed that they destroyed, in his words, his 31 Kumijo They were getting so many pieces wrong in all the weapon systems that he was annoyed. Therefore, this is what my job is to try to polish and improve on those weaknesses. So those that do hold the certificates have a really good attitude and a good ability to show high quality weapons of the Iwama system. So because I'm getting older and have body problems, knees and spinal problems and things, I will at times get other people to show, the same as Saito Sensei did. He got his son to sometimes show for his books, and we have to allow you to see the best we can. So if I feel like I can't show something adequately, then I will ask the students who have passed the certificates to demonstrate. I will not show them if they haven't passed the level. Going back to some of my students who have passed, and I've said that they've got faults, have sent me 6th and 7th Dan Iwama teachers around the world of them having the same faults. They've shown me snapshots, screenshots, and said, well, this person's doing this. But what you have to realise is I'm not interested in what another person's doing. I'm giving you what I was taught. Saito Sensei often said, do this, but he didn't do it himself. He was obviously trying at the end of his life to get us as perfect as possible. That's why he slowed the system up. That's why he wanted 2 seconds between each movement. It was very boring, it was horrible to do, but I now completely understand why he done it. Because I'm going the same way. Because the first ones I looked at for the first level, even though they were teachers, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, all the way up to 5th Dan, they were demonstrating. They weren't doing a teacher's pace. To be a teacher, you have to go slowly. You have to go methodically. Each piece must be clear. That's what these Bukiwaza certificates are all about. I'm not interested on your demonstration. I'm interested on, are you teaching from beginner upwards, clearly, precisely, at a pace that anybody can follow. So there'll be a series of films. Thank you for listening. I hope we can make the world better quality in Iwama weapons. This is my aim. This is my goal. Thank you for your time.